Satsuki looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%.
Back down Yo on the Greymane, gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Nephalem. They're a triple.
The ley line used in the back, catching 3 people on top. That followed up by the APOC and the lurking on. Catching 2, but this time on is gonna be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Ruben's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while. Listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the Bloodlust on the backside. The Visual gets thundered and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo!
Getting shrunk down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jayzon, and today I've got for you a Division B West match. Arrogant Nephalem going to be going up against Cosmos Blueshift. So this is my second Cosmos stream in the 3 days. We had Cosmos Redshift on Wednesday night and a big matchup against Randy Newman here in the B West Division, and tonight we get to see Cosmos Blueshift go up against Arrogant Nephalem, a longtime team here in the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm just going to let the teams know that I am ready. Looks like we got all 10 in chat, and first map is going to be on Volskaya Foundry here. So pretty excited to see what these teams have in store for us on one of the most popular maps since it was released. I've seen a lot of Volskaya. I always talk about Infernal Shrines being the most popular map in all of NGS, but this one sees a lot of play as well. Looking at the tail of the tape for this matchup, Cosmos Blueshift currently still on the hunt for their first win here in Season 11. Arrogant Nephalem 3-4, so a little bit more of a middling squad right now in terms of their success early in this Season 11. We are only in week 4? Week 3? I think it's week 4. I've lost count at this point, but still to be sure, definitely the first half. Still plenty of time to go. Let's take a look at the B West standings, though, real quick. Now, when I say let's, I mean I'm going to look at them and describe what I see to you. Because I don't have those fancy, I don't have a lot of fancy stuff some of the other casters do. Yeah, so Cosmos Blueshift, currently tied for 9th place with some of the other winless teams here. Meanwhile, Arrogant Nephalem 6th place. But pretty much you got those top 5 in B West sitting pretty at 9 or 8 points. And there's a bit of a drop off to Arrogant Nephalem, who's earned 4 so far. So it's kind of top half, bottom half right now. So good opportunity for both of these squads to set themselves apart a little bit here and maybe try to push towards that top group. We'll see what these two teams have for us tonight. Looks like we've got the ready confirmation from Cosmos Blueshift. Let's see when we can get this one started. I'm pretty excited. This should be a fun matchup. I've seen certainly Arrogant Nephalem quite a lot over the years. Played against them, been in the same division, and you know, battled with them a few times, but also scrimmed them in the preseason, and they definitely proved themselves to be a division above us. No doubt about that. Walloped us pretty good in a preseason scrim before we knew what the placements were. Oh, and of course, I would be remiss for not mentioning that I have Ysera co-casting with me yet again tonight. She's pretty quiet, but definitely good for moral support here on the stream. Good for motivating me to keep going. Galderin, I will gladly drink some water for you, 100%. And by the way, Milton Babbitt, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. All right, it looks like we are starting it up here. I'm going to hit the start button here. We're going to go into Volskaya Foundry for our game number 1 here in this B West match. Friday Night Hots. We're going to be one of the nightcap games. It's Cosmos Blueshift's map pick here, so we'll see Arrogant Nephalem with first pick, first ban, and immediately throwing out the Chromie. It's a hero that I prefer not to have to go against on a teamfight heavy map like this. The way the control points work, it's so difficult when you've got a hero that can basically poke you from the safety of their own towers in the mid and top lanes. You gotta kind of fight on your side just to bring them out far enough. I did just get a message in Discord here from IT Cowboy letting me know what was going on in the map picks. So looks like it was indeed Arrogant Nephalem winning the toss and choosing first pick. Map bans were Towers, Cursed, Shrines, and Alterac, so we will not see those. And we can already tell Cosmos chose Volskaya, but just in case we needed it confirmed. Odd thought. In here for Cosmos Blueshift, no shocker there. So a little bit on each side. Let's actually do a prediction here. See who can win game 1. And we'll put out Arrogant Nephalem as the option 1, Cosmos Blueshift as the option 2. And we'll give you guys 5 minutes from now to throw down your doubloons and see who can win this game number 1. But the bans forging on here. Right now, Cosmos Blueshift showing some hate to the Bruisers. Targeting the solo laners here. Sonya and Hogger are thrown out. Falstad joining Chromie in the no-no space there for Arrogant Nephalem. And Mephisto going to be the first pick here for Triad. Somebody else already throwing down a few doubloons here for Cosmos Blueshift. First 2 picks coming up for them. See how they want to start this draft off. Jimmy and Stukov. So they're wanting to avoid the strong possibility of that healer chokehold on the back half of this draft with the mid bans. By the way, if you hear a rolling sound in the background, that is Ysera getting some pre-game jitters out here as she's running around on the cat wheel. Don't mind her.
Our world is worth fighting. The wait is over.
May and Cassia coming out here. So gonna have some nice blind synergy there for the Cassia. Mephisto and Cassia are also an interesting duo of damage dealers. They're both kind of divey, but Mephisto is pretty safe with his ability to reposition to get his damage. Cassia, pretty good self-sustain in those team fights when she does choose to dive. They both have pretty decent poke, though, as well, so you can kind of get the sustain damage out for them. Stukov pretty good at healing through that sustain, though, depending on what build he goes. You can kind of go more bursty or more sustain. Cosmos Blueshift gonna ban out the Uther, applying that tank chokehold after Arrogant Nephalem decided not to pick one up. I expect a tank ban out here, and it is going to be the Garrosh coming out for Arrogant Nephalem. So how's everyone doing tonight? I don't know about y'all, but I'm really glad we made it back to Friday. I'm going to enjoy the next couple days, relaxing at home, doing some extra streaming. Got 2 more matches already signed up for on Sunday evening, so a little bit of doubleheader action for y'all. Li Ming Varian coming out here for Cosmos Blueshift. So that doesn't necessarily have to be the taunt Varian for IT Cowboy. That can be a misdirect if they want to make Varian the solo laner. Could still pick a main tank. But the Li Ming and the Varian taunt is a pretty well-established combo. Make him stand real still, make it real easy for Li Ming to hit that combo. Blow somebody up, get the resets, profit. Meanwhile, Deathwing and Anduin going to be the final pickups here for Arrogant Nephalem. So Deathwing, pretty good on this map. You know, I used to think that one of the strongest heroes on Volskaya was Alex Straza because of her ability to essentially get an extra heroic button early in that Dragon Queen. Deathwing kind of brings the same energy to the game, where he may not scale quite as well into the late game, but he's very, very strong early game, and so it gives some people an advantage on some of these earlier control points. Meanwhile, Leoric is going to be the pickup, so that should confirm that Varian is going to be the main tank here for Austin and Leoric, the solo laner. So IT Cowboy actually looking like their bruiser player here, so was a bit of a misdirect. And their solo laner pick up Varian and then swapped it once they picked up the Leo. But yeah, let's get on into game number 1 here. Welcome everybody to Division B West. Stero still running out that energy. What's up, Karn? How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping in. You arrived just in time for game number 1 here tonight. Looks like you guys still have a little bit of time on those predictions. Though, actually, by the time you hear this, you might have run out, so I don't know. Get those predictions in. You got 40 doubloons up right now for Cosmos Blueshift, so if anybody puts even just 10 in for the side of Arrogant Nephalem, they can win all. It's good odds. Well, let's get on in here. On the left, we've got Arrogant Nephalem. We've got Antares going to be playing the Cassia. Segatai going to be playing that... who is that? That is the Mei. Kaim going to be on the Deathwing. We've got Sierras playing the Anduin. He's out of cards, by the way. Triab going to be playing the Mephisto. That is Arrogant Nephalem. On the left, we have Cosmos Blueshift. We've got Mind playing the Rainer. We've got Atris playing the Stukov. Korsakov playing that Li Ming, my favorite hero. Austin on the Varian. And last but not least, down bot, we've got IT Cowboy on the Leoric. Segatai right away, pushing in pretty deep, taking a lot of poke though. Mind getting a lot of the damage out here early. Makes sense for them to be aggressive, though. Arrogant Nephalem's got the advantage here in the early game with the Deathwing, with Varian not having their taunt yet until level 4. Does charge in, and again, if that's taunt, Segatai is in all kinds of trouble, but is able to slide away there with only the slow applied, and that Li Ming combo is avoided for now. We'll see how that goes in a few levels here. Down bot, IT Cowboy gonna have a nice big health pool. The life drain off of Kaim. Instant rotation to the camp here by Mind. Very well done on the macro. 4 members still clearing up here in the top lane for Arrogant Nephalem, but I would expect them to be rotating to that camp shortly. Oh, there she goes. She's really running on that thing. See, the problem is if I even acknowledge it, sometimes she'll stop. If I turn around, she'll stop. If I try and get up, she'll stop. She'll only do it. She'll only run on it if I'm not looking. So I'd rather her run on it, so I won't look. Anyway, enough about my cat. Back to the game. 5 stacks so far on that queue. Not going to pick up a whole lot while they're on the camp, but we'll get a lot probably during this first control point. And as Cosmos Blueshift was able to get the turret first, I like them testing the waters a little bit with starting that support camp, seeing where they are. But there is level 4, and there is the taunt for Austin. Taunt goes out onto the Cassia, but the damage follow-up not quite there in time to capitalize on the first taunt of the game. Meanwhile, down bot, IT Cowboy being a little bit of a bully here. Kaim just kind of playing the passive game. The strength in that comp is going to come on the first control point when Deathwing is able to go in and do a little bit of extra damage, be a little extra effective. Look at the snowball coming in from the bottom side, though. Segatai says, hey, we know you're there, man.
Prepare to begin field testing.
Get off your horse. Camp's going to be started here by Mind and finished shortly to push in that top lane. Be able to offset that that push a little bit with control point A, which pops, and so far nobody paying it any mind at the moment. Taunt does go out onto Segatai, but again, not quite in a position to follow up here. Now with two members on the camp on the backside there, it's going to be a free biotic emitter, I should say. Once again, Cosmos Blueshift being rewarded a little bit for getting the camp a little faster. Their cooldown will also be up a little faster as well. They've got 15 on their fortification camp, while there's 38 over on the other side. Korsakov going to go ahead and look to clear up top, and with them showing, I imagine Arrogant Nephalem will charge in and engage, and there they do. Sun goes down, route to follow. Austin taking a lot of damage here. Gonna have to put down the biotic emitter, and still falls. Oof. Yeah, both turrets committed, so now all of the toys have hit the field. Oh, and look at Triumph going in. Getting some work done. Second kill. That's first and second blood for Arrogant Nephalem. Off to a good start here. Mind, we'll scout out the members of Arrogant Nephalem invading the camp, but can't really do much about it at the moment. Varian just now coming back up, just now getting back into the lane. 60% now on the control point for Arrogant Nephalem, and it looks like they may rotate back to their own camp, but no, they're going to go ahead and stay here. Cassius showing up top, though. They know they can't really do much about this. Slow comes out, and the pull is not quite in time. That was a big, big play by Atris there. Able to get both the pustule and a very, very well placed lurking arm to slow down the Mei and keep her in that, not allowing her to trait quickly enough. And it's kind of a big deal that they got the Leap of Faith cooldown out as well. So that's not going to be available for the next taunt, and there it is. Cassia is able to live through that exchange. Overtime going to be procced here, but it's Raynor that falls, and there's Deathwing coming in. Kime now making the difference for the first time. 10s are here, though. Ice Wall already down. Can't Stukov make it out? Sort of made it out of the fight, but Kime comes in with the breath. Breathes fire all down there. And that should spawn the first protector of the game in favor of Arrogant Nephalem. There it is. IT Cowboy going to continue to bully Kime on the bot side, though. First protector will go in straight onto mid lane. They'd already dealt a decent amount of damage here. Dealt. There we go. I can words. But this is the more typical play. You see it go to the top lane, get the top front wall, and most importantly, the well up here. Big focus on that healing well, typically. Get the advantage for the next set. We'll see a couple heroics thrown out there. Taunt, but in response was that Endurance of Hate was actually interrupted. So short cooldown for the Endurance. Double soaking going on here by our solo laners while the kerfuffle continues in the top lane. Currently 4-1 on the kill count, about a half-level lead right now for Arrogant Nephalem. Most of the ults still available here, or at least coming back soon. Oh, looks like Arrogant Nephalem gonna maybe get a little aggressive here. Maybe not. We're certainly in position to try and make a play to steal there. I feel like Cosmos Blueshift has missed a little bit of a window. I think before level 4, it was going to be all Arrogant Nephalem, but after level 4 and the taunt comes out, They really needed to try to take an advantage from Varian having his heroic for those 6 levels, while there were no heroics on the other side. They just really didn't find any good... They found the one pick on the Mei during the control point, and that was pretty much it. So not a whole lot of effort put into rotating and ganking that I could tell. I could be wrong. Maybe I just missed something, but it seemed like this is their comp. But, oh, look out. IT Cowboy charging in, trying to get something done there. The ultimately does go down after that Entomb, and now look who's in trouble. Stukov caught out. That's going to be a second kill. 2 for nothing for Arrogant Nephalem. They'll now get the 13 talents and looking to get this rolling as they go to the support camp. Now Kime holding on to that turret on the bottom side. Mine's going to try to do a little poking, but realistically, without the 2 members, could not do much there. They now have level 13 and are on even talents once again. But these control points are long enough that if Arrogant Nephalem wants to, or I should say the gap, both the gap between the control points and the objectives themselves can last long enough. They could get to 16 here to try to really get an advantage for control point B. This map has one of the longest amounts of downtime I've ever seen between these objectives. There is finally the pop. Now Sierra's in kind of an awkward position. Or is it IT Cowboy that's in the awkward position? I'm not really sure. They kind of flipped the script there. Indeed, IT Cowboy is the first to fall. Passive going down from Sega Tai. They're trying to focus him back. Leap of Faith comes out. Atra still on the bottom side, not really separated out, not really able to heal the team. Will finally make it up to the Varian to get a little bit of healing going here. Sega Tai sliding in. Has they gone too far, though? They have. And that's going to be... Oh! Cassia picks up the biotic emitter. Emitter hits the ground. Kaime? Kaima? Alright. I'll do my best, but I have a hard time not looking at that name and not saying Kaim, but I will do my best. Mispronunciations is kind of my forte, though. It's kind of a meme at this point, if I'm being honest. Level 16 now in for Arrogant Nephalem. Austin going to be able to charge to a friendly foe there, getting back to safety. There's really not much they can do here pre-16. They got to get that 16 talent here, and they've got Leo soaking it down on the bot side. Taunt does go down there, but a ton of return damage onto Austin. Gotta watch out for the damage spread. He's now gonna back on the backside here, and it looks a lot like Lime with a K. I agree, Val. Everything I learned in English class tells me to read that as Kime, but... Level 16 is now out for both squads, but the second protector of the game going over to Arrogant Nephalem, and they are doing what the textbooks here in Heroes of the Storm say to do in the macro play situation here. But look out the backside. Oof. Fisto getting focused down. And that is exactly what Cosmos Blueshift needed to get back into this game. A very well-timed pick. Gonna really stifle the push potential. They didn't even get the well off of this. Front wall down. But now the protector is being brutalized here. IT Cowboy still doing the side soaking. Getting a little bit of an extra edge in the soaking game. Ooh, May gets blown up coming out of that. Swipe trying to push them back, but Ball Lightning getting some nice value there. Now we're going to see Deathwing charging in. Look at the come in and taunt there from Austin, but Leeming ends up getting bursted on the backside. Austin maybe baiting Leeming in a little bit there. Whoopsie. That was an aggressive taunt in the face of pretty long odds. And there's Varian falling. Maybe hanging out a little bit too long on the bottom side. Not a whole lot that a tank's going to do all by their lonesome down here, but IT Cowboy still doing the double soak right now. Trying to keep them in this XP game, but you got to watch out here as Arrogant Nephalem is getting the push. This push is huge. They get through the bottom fort, putting pressure now on the bottom keep. They are opening up a win condition right now is what this looks like to me. I'm no expert, but I've seen this before. The zoning there. They'll be able to steal away the fortification camp. Level 20s coming in soon for Arrogant Nephalem. IT Cowboy going to safely rotate away after soaking out that top lane. Now we're going to have to Wraith Walk to get away from the members of Arrogant Nephalem as level 20s are going to come in as they cap the support camp once again and get themselves yet another toy. They've got 3 now with their own fort camp still up. Ice Wall is going to catch the Stukov. And comes the stun. Big damage coming in from Deathwing. That's going to be another kill. They try to get the taunt to get the counter kill. Not quite enough. (12-4) on the kill counter right now. Fisto taking a lot of damage there, having to back up.
I'm starting up an exit.
They're trying to poke away from the bottom side, but there's just not enough damage right now for Cosmos Blueshift to be able to really do anything about this. About what's going on right now. This Li Ming build is completely calamity based, so they are a pick comp that are just not finding a whole lot of picks right now, unfortunately. You can't really pick the Deathwing. If May is able to get the passive off, you can't really get to pick there. If Sierras manages to get the Leap of Faith, that can definitely counter the initial taunt anyway. Oh, and by the way, now with level 20, double the pulls, double the fun for Anduin. Silence goes down. Durance not quite finding the mark. There's the taunt coming out, but again, not quite the damage follow-up they were looking for, I think, off of that taunt. So they go in with 20. They try and get a pick. Now they've kind of got to wait for the Varian cooldowns to be back up. Alright, here we go. Maybe the final fight here as Deathwing comes down from the sky. Big damage coming in. That's going to be the double. Make it a triple as Varian falls. IT Cowboy going to try to Wraith Walk away, but know if it matters too much at this point. Oh no. Korskova. Is able to make it out though. Has the teleport away. It's got that Aether Walker at level 1 to get the extra teleports, but it looks like for right now they may be looking core. As Buried Alive comes out, gonna slow them down a little bit here. Shoved back, but Segatai getting low. Liming blinking in to try and get that kill, but not able to finish it off. IT Cowboy super low. They're gonna go and they're gonna have to go retreat. But it's going to be too little too late, too much siege damage. Chip it down on this core. And game number 1 goes over to Arrogant Nephalem here on Volskaya Foundry. GG, well played in this game number 1. A game pretty, in my opinion, pretty heavily dominated by Arrogant Nephalem there. From the word go, able to control the points and get the protectors. Dominating in the kill count. And pretty much dominating on the scoreboard for the most part. And when with a decent amount of extra healing in this game. Deathwing with the big, big damage. Both siege and hero damage. And still yet keeping up on the soak pretty well with IT Cowboy on the Leo. I'll give you one final shot at these talents. We'll quickly close out the predictions for game number 1. And actually, we will refund that because there was only one better for Cosmos Blueshift. But since there was nobody else betting on the other side, no reason to dock you points for that. I appreciate the engagement. Her name is pronounced Angry Nerds. That actually would be a pretty good team name. Your logo could be like the Angry Birds logo, but like it's got nerdy faces in it. But anyway, let's take a quick break while we are setting up for game number 2. We'll be back in just a moment as soon as we head into the next draft. Alrighty, we are back here for game number 2. These teams quick on the draw here to get things rolling tonight. Welcome back, everybody. Cosmos Blueshift electing for map pick here. As they're going to or first pick. As they're going to get first pick, first ban. Arrogant Nephalem taking us to Tomb of the Spider Queen, another very common NGS map that we see pretty often here. One of the favored maps. There are certain maps that I look at every season and I'm like, that one is definitely not in danger of being rotated out. And this is always one of them. Definitely one of my favorite maps to play on, though, you know, I've got my complaints about it as well. I feel like the map objective isn't maybe as strong as it could be, so it takes a little bit of doing to end games here. It can be a little difficult. Maps and games can tend to drag on this map forever because no one can ever end. Not always, of course, but more often than not. Of course, boss is up in that top lane. We often get a lot of really highlighted moments of final team fights over that boss to see who can push with it to win. So this time, Arrogant Nephalem going to help out Cosmos Blueshift with those bruiser bands, and we'll go ahead and take the Hogger out along with the Sonya this time around. Johanna is going to be the second ban now for Cosmos Blueshift. Should I just call them angry nerds the rest of the game? Nah, that doesn't seem right. Once again, Chromie going to be tossed out here. It's a good wave clear map for Chromie. Also a good map for heroes that can poke out the gem turn-in locations, which Chromie's very good. Does Chromie really have a bad map? Like, I used to say Battlefield of Eternity, but she's okay on that one now too, because she can hit stuff PvE a lot better. Falstad will be the initial pickup though. It's been a pretty high priority this week after the most recent balance update. We've seen
You are
Falstad
a raider.
Going up.
Legendary.
Oh my god. Nexus Gaming Series with the massive raid. That is definitely a new record on the channel. Thank you very much. Holy cow, guys. I appreciate it so much. You know what's funny is that raid is so big in my activity feed, it didn't know what to do with it, and it says raided with a party of 0. But no, that's 542. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? 7th Ace. Hello. You guys have made it just in time for game number 2 of this best of 3 series here in Division B West. We're going to see Junkrat and Gazlo joining Falstad here for Cosmos Blueshift. That's a lot of damage. Like they're when I look at those picks, I think, well, Gazlo's a little more meta than he used to be, but I'm like, what are they hiding behind a Junkrat here? I wonder. The tanks and heals have got to be kind of the weird picks here. So we are going to see the Garrosh going to be banned out once again for Arrogant Nephalem. So second time in a row they've applied that tank chokehold, and second game in a row they've decided they don't want to be tossed and groundbreakered. Can't blame them for that. We are going to see May and Mephisto once again for Arrogant Nephalem. It worked for them last game, so why change a good thing? Mings speaks truth. Yep. Been spitting the truth all game long, and Deathwing going to be banned out, so Cosmos Blueshift does not want to see a repeat of that from game number 1. Also can't blame him there. This is another great map for Deathwing. Good wave clear. Is always welcome here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and it's going to be Malfurion coming out here for Sierras. Played the Anduin last time. Now we're going to see maybe that new root talent at level 1 with the silence. Meanwhile, Malthael going to be the solo lane pickup here. Again, good wave clear hero. Last 2 picks coming in here for Cosmos Blueshift. Suppose that's going to be a tank and healer, but I guess we'll find out. There it is, ETC and Brightwing. Brightwing's starting to make it a little bit better through some of these drafts, and the Genji going to close things. The Genji into the Brightwing, a pretty interesting call. I mean, as long as the Genji can get through that CC chain there, They may be able to get to the ooey gooey center of Cosmos Blueshift's comp here. Junkrat can be very susceptible to it. Falstad can sometimes have a little trouble into it. Falstad's got some damage that it's hard for him to cancel. So Genji with the Reflect can take a little bit of an advantage out of that. All right, well, let's get into game number 2 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Welcome once again, everybody. I guess while we're here, why don't we throw out a prediction for game number 2? Arrogant Nephalem as option 1, Cosmos as option 2, and we'll give you guys 2 minutes to place down your doubloons. But meanwhile, let's get in for game number 1. On the left, we've got Arrogant Nephalem. We have Kaim going to be playing the Malthael this time around with no Deathwing available. Segatai going to be on the Mei. We're going to have Anturas playing the Genji, Sierras on the Malfurion, and Tribe going to be once again on the Mephisto. Meanwhile, on the right for Cosmos Blueshift, we've got Austin on the ETC. Atris is going to be playing that Brightwing. IT Cowboy on the Gazlo. Korsakov going to be playing the Junkrat. And down bottom, we've got Mind playing the Falstad. Somebody playing the odds there with the 10 doubloons for Arrogant Nephalem against the 220 on the other side. Mind in a little bit of trouble here, slides right into the stun coming in. The Roots will seal his fate, and now it's going to be 2-0 to start here. First and second blood as Arrogant Nephalem picking up where they started off in game number 1. A lot of damage on the side of Cosmos Blueshift, but also not a lot of health. They're going to struggle if they can't find the sustain and focus fire, I feel like, on this one. IT Cowboy getting slid and stunned. You see the charge in and the reflect, but Austin comes in with the slide to zone a little bit here. IT Cowboy should be able to make it out just fine. Still taking a bit of poke, though. We will see the standard 4-man rotation here for both of these squads. Neither team rushing immediately to the camps. We'll see Anturas, there we go, making a cameo in the bot side here. See, Ming's got me questioning how to pronounce these guys. See the early camp rotation here for Cosmos, but no such rotation so far from Arrogant Nephalem there. Maybe saving this for a little bit later. They do get onto the bottom one, however. Take that early bottom camp to get a little bit extra pressure here on the mine on the bottom side. That's a good point, actually. The Roots could be a pretty good. I mean, it would silence him after the Roots. So if you got it just before the ETC mosh pit happens, you can interrupt half of the mosh, I suppose. It's not really the counter you're looking for, but it's maybe a backup counter if your initial counter fails. A little bit of XP dropping in the top lane, but Tribe will actually grab that. Ooh, IT Cowboy being doubled upon here. Very mobile team here for Arrogant Nephalem, so they got the ability to dive. Now Furion being able to constantly spread those Qs around for healing can do a pretty decent job of healing divey heroes. Meanwhile, Mind flying in as they maybe try and get a little bit of payback. For now, both squads just kind of poking back and forth. There's the poly into the slide, and Malthael will fall. But look at those sleepy roots. Austin struggling, but gets the heal. Coming in there. Kind of a clutch heal to keep ETC up. 42 gems in the bank right now for Arrogant Nephalem. And Sega tie, woof! Getting booped in. Able to slide back out, however. Sleepy Roots going down again on the ETC, but is able to slide there. Nothing too difficult coming in for those people to heal out. Healer's able to keep everybody up, but Mine's doing a pretty good job of managing the rotations from the Genji, avoiding getting ganked here. But turn-in is happening on the bottom side. Malthael throws in a few more gems. Once again, the teleport comes out to keep Austin alive. Looks like right now, Segatai going to try and get that final turn in. We'll be able to slip them in, and that's going to be the first Web Weavers of the game going over to Arrogant Nephalem. Get a little bit of an advantage here. Slide comes in with the Poly. The flight from Mine trying to utilize that global. Can they get Segatai? They're real close, but the healing comes through. Got to be able to keep them up for now as the Web Weavers come down. That was an opportunity for a big pick to maybe help them have a little bit of extra security here with this defense. It's not going to be the case here, as we are going to see 4-man push in the mid lane. Poly comes down after the slide and the face melt, but again, able to waltz away here. Just enough healing to get them through to where they can reposition. They're pushing the mid lane started here. About a level lead right now for Arrogant Nephalem as they're closing in on that level 10. It's going to come in a little bit after these Web Weavers go down, but down bot side, Mind is in all kinds of trouble here, taking a ton of damage, and the phase shift is not going to be in time. Can they get the counter kill, though? Mephisto is in pretty deep here. Slide not quite there as that pale horse, man. Coming in handy at level 1 there. IT Cowboy having to zone out. Gets the stun, actually. Nice stun to get him out of trouble. The level 10s now coming in for Arrogant Nephalem. We're going to see the last rites along with the Ice Wall, Endurance, the X-Strike, and the Twilight Dream. See if he can make it the Twilight Nightmare here. Just on the precipice, so close here, but as IT Cowboy gone too far, Segatry trying to boom it back in. The Ice Wall going to kind of cut off any escape, though. And that is going to be Gazlo falling here. 4th kill of the game for Arrogant Nephalem as the level 10s are starting to file in for Cosmos Blueshift. It is going to be that Riptire and Blink heal already picked up here, but multiple members holding on. The Blue Web Weaver is going to come out once again. It's going to be the Mosh Pit and the Grabo Bomb also picked up here, but Mind still holding on to it. I suppose until you're ready to use it, there's not much point in picking it up, right? I mean, you got to imagine it's the Gust, but I don't know, actually. I guess with Grabo Bomb grouping them up, you could go Hinterlands, but there is the Grabo Bomb on the top side just to try to zone. But look at the CC chain coming in from Arrogant Nephalem. My goodness. Take your hands off the keyboard for a couple of members of Cosmos Blueshift here. And it's happening again as ETC comes in, and Austin will have to slide to maybe escape here. They're still on the chase, but Austin makes it back. It's going to be top 4 going down. Korsakov defending pretty well in the mid. Mind defending pretty well on the bot side, but up top, push is coming in. Web Weaver getting out a pretty nice wave there. Oh, but look at Mind flying on the backside. Gust only finding the Malfurion, but that is going to lead to Malfurion falling here. Big Durant's going to be cleansed out there by Alcerus. Very nicely done on the Brightwing. That AoE cleanse, very handy for when a big Durance comes after your squad, as it turns out. It will end up just being the one pick, though, in exchange for that big gust, that ballsy gust there. Red Web Weaver is going to be coming down for the first time this game as they get closer to level 13 here. Still about a full level lead right now for Arrogant Nephalem. IT Cowboy going to be the target of another rotation here. It's just two currently up here going after IT Cowboy. Kind of back up and getting a little bit of a messy position there. We do see the phase shift coming out and Austin also here, but Dazzle still gets caught with that ice wall. Not really going to be the follow-up they were looking for. I don't think Arrogant Nephalem wanted to be caught up in too long of a team fight. They needed to clear. And so they do rotate out to clear these Web Weavers. Level 13 now online for Cosmos Blueshift. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to get a whole heck of a lot from this push. Oh, meanwhile, the dive is on up top. Malfurion gets dove upon. Segatai also going to take a bit of damage there from that Riptire, but the Durance comes out, and once again, the Cleanse comes out to keep the team moving forward, but Segatai makes it back to the protection of their fort. Now, Austin trying to turn in those 41 gems. Mine gets in the 20 at the very least. And I don't know, I don't think Austin's going to get that turn in with them hanging around. And a bit of a zoning mosh there. Not finding the mark. The Ice Wall manages to catch Austin. Do they have the follow-up for it, though? The Last Rites does, and that's going to be a lot of gems hitting the floor. IT Cowboy tries to pick them up and get some of them. Brightwing getting the rest. I'm going to try to save him, but not going to be quite quick enough there on the draw of the phase shift. Now Korsakov trying to find him, does have the Ripper Air to get back to safety, so they don't lose all the gems at the very least, but that is a 2-for-0 exchange. Level 16's now in for Arrogant Nephalem, and they will move on to the boss. Cosmos Blueshift knows they're on boss. They could counter it with the turn-in. They seem like they might just be a little bit weary at the moment. They've got to know they're there, though. Didn't look like a sneaky rotation to me. I think they showed on the wave. They get the confirmation as the boss gets captured up top. So we're going to see Red Web Weavers pushing against the boss, pushing the top. And it looks like that is where both teams are going to focus for the most part. They do have Falstad still on the bot side, but he is slowly making his way up here. As the Web Weaver gets eliminated pretty quickly, the boss still about half health. Again, Mind's trying to fly over, but doesn't find anybody on that gust. The Unstoppable pop there for the Malfail. Oh, but look out, Last Rites goes down, and ETC will fall once again. Rabobomb only catching one, but the Durance and the Sleepy Roots. Was that the Durance, or was that the... I think that was just Sleepy Roots. Never mind. Never mind to mind there. Polly comes out, and Mephisto not going to quite find the picks they were looking for there, but that's still a 2-for-0. And the top keep falling. Web Weaver's pushing in the opposite lanes, though. This mid fort looks like it's going to fall. Bottom fort already down. So a little bit of value there for Cosmos Blueshift, but you'll trade 2 forts for that first keep, I think. I definitely would. I think that's a good call. Level 16's almost here for Cosmos Blueshift, so we'll have a little bit of a window to get a pre-20 fight here if they are able to time it up. get their 5 up. Turn-in currently available for Arrogant Nephalem, however, and they are in position to click those right on in as soon as those Web Weavers were down and it was available. Ice Wall coming out, trying to zone Mind away from being able to safely rotate out. Here comes the Riptire, though, on the backside with the Mosh Pit. Actually boops Segatai out of that Mosh. Now it's Austin in all kinds of trouble. Gets the phase shift, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Mephisto damage comes in, that poison. Gazlo also falling, so big engage from Arrogant Nephalem right as they get their Web Weavers falling here. It looks like they are looking to end the game right here, folks. Oh, and they're going to get the pick onto Junkrat, one of their main tools for Cosmos, Blueshift, and counter-sieging here. That's a huge pick. 36 seconds on the Junkrat. And now Arrogant Nephalem is going for the game. They've got 2 catapults behind this push, and it looks like Brightwing may be done here in this series. Ice Wall goes up just for good measure. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Game number 2, and the domination going over to Arrogant Nephalem here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Pretty dominant series here for the Arrogant Nephalems. All 5 of them. But did they really play Nephalems? You know, not really in this one. They had a couple of Diablo heroes, but none of the Nephalems on their side, unfortunately. Yeah, a couple of quick games here on a Friday night. I'm gonna go and have to be able to go off and enjoy the rest of their Friday night, though. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Let's see if we can get an interview here with the team captain. While I set that up, why don't we go ahead and put the... actually, hop back to the camera screen real quick, and we'll put the NGS Patreon on blast for a second for y'all. Please do consider contributing to NGS through that Patreon if you are able. Do a lot of good work here in the Nexus Gaming series. Always helpful to get a little extra aid in that through the Patreon system. And the reward system's pretty cool too. My buddy Mongoose works pretty good on that. But I am joined by team captain for Arrogant Nephalem. Let me actually give you guys your point on the board here. All right, settle a debate for me. Is it Kime or is it Kaime?
You can do it however you want. I don't do either of those.
Yeah, I had some people in chat disagreeing. Migs told me it had to be Kaime, so they had to be a little shaken. I'm not gonna lie.
Mig was trolling you. It's Kime.
Kime. All right.
Yes.
Well, I'll do my best to remember that in the future. I appreciate the clarification, though.
That's fine. You're welcome to make up whatever name you want for me.
So gracious. I appreciate it. Well, anyway, congrats for the win. You guys looked pretty solid tonight. Good rotations and amazing team fight coordination. You guys were... I've seen those kind of matches before, and I've been in those kind of matches before. How does it feel after a game where you just really feel like you were on all evening?
It felt unexpected for us.
Really?
Yes, we noticed that midway through the series. We're like, we are really coordinating all of our abilities here, and we're not sure why it's working. But this whole teamwork thing is it's nice.
It really does make the dream work. Wow.
Yeah.
There was a combo up in the top lane that I just looked at it and I was like, that's disgusting. You took out, it was 2. I think it might have been Gazlo and Brightwing. But yeah, it was pretty ridiculous once you guys started clicking in that game too.
I may not have been on the screen for that one. I'm not sure. I'm the offlaner, so
That's true. That's a good point.
I have my own XP soaking minigame that I play most of this.
Well, you were really on it in that game number 1. Lots of soaking in that first game. So we saw, first of all, the Deathwing comes out on Volskaya Foundry. Tell me a little bit about that draft and your reaction to their variant pick comp, how you guys were able to kind of pick that apart on game number 1.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember if I remember the order of the draft. Did I pick? I may have picked Deathwing after they showed the variants to off.
Yeah, it was definitely in the last 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because I just remember saying that if I played anything but Deathwing, then I was going to be picked like a dozen times. So that was my logic. You can't variant pick comp a Deathwing. Whoa.
Right. Yeah. And really strong on the control points early too. I noticed you guys were there was a little bit of back and forth on the first one, but after that initial pick that they got on that first control point, they just had a hard time finding any of those kills. Especially the Anduin leaps of faith were pretty solid there.
Yeah, we generally count on Ceres to basically save our lives and carry us through most of our series.
That's a support player's job, right? They help you win the game.
Yes, that's basically it. No credits, but all of the responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we move on to game number 2, and we saw. First of all, I was a little surprised to see so much of the meat and potatoes in the early draft for Cosmos Blueshift, saving the tank and healer for last, and kind of tipping their hand a little bit is kind of how I interpreted it. How did you guys respond to the first half of that draft, seeing Gazlowe, Junkrat, and Falstad?
Yeah, it was a little bit interesting. I think we forgot about Falstad in game 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he made it through the draft or the ban phase, which was weird.
Yeah. Oops. When that got picked, I was like, oh yeah.
Right.
Probably should have mentioned that. Yeah. The early Gazlowe pick, I don't know if it was trying to make sure that we don't counterpick it, because we do have at least 1 or 2 players on our team that will be very eager to play Gazlowe if they can.
Yeah.
So there could have been some reasoning for that. We weren't specifically planning at this game, thankfully, so that didn't make us groan too much. But
yeah, so you guys go super mobile. It was the first thing I noticed about your guys' comp. The Malfurion kind of the only exception to that, but his heals can be a bit mobile to kind of make up for that. So tell me a little bit about your strategy going into game number 2 and what you guys were trying to do with your draft.
Yeah, so part of it, like you said, was the Malfurion is nowadays just a very flexible and powerful healer, we think. He's not the easiest to play because you got to kind of be paying attention to where all your Qs are. You have to be hitting the... Seems easy, but I think it's kind of hard to hit Moonfire to actually get the heals and such. But we were pretty happy to kind of get him through the draft in that one. And then with our assassins there, Mephisto, Genji, the idea was basically like, we think they can, like you said, be mobile, hop into that backline, do a bunch of damage, and then theoretically get out. And we were hoping that would be enough to kind of rip their backline apart, was the idea. It seemed to work decently okay.
Yeah, I mean, it worked well enough that I don't really have any other comments on game number 2. You guys just kind of dominated on the back half to that after the turn-ins went in. So the only real question I have left for you guys is I was kind of looking at B West a little bit before the cast, and I noticed a kind of a pattern. There's kind of the top half of the division and kind of the bottom half of the division. So with the domination tonight, you guys are creeping slowly towards that top half. How are you guys feeling in the division so far here early in the season? Do you guys think you have a chance, or are there any teams in particular you're looking forward to facing?
Well, I mean, so we are obviously the best team in the division.
All right, well, of course.
I mean,
what other answer is there, really?
Yeah. But yeah, so we had a bit of a rough start to the season, I think. We lost our first 2 series, I think it was. And then took that long before we finally got a win under our belts. So getting another win is really nice. Makes us feel a little bit reassured that the last one wasn't a fluke. So our plan is going to be to continue that and make those first 2 losses the flukes, and like I said, easily win the division championship, because we'll have to try to lose at this point, right?
Well, there you go. Yeah. I mean, the way you guys played tonight, I actually don't doubt that answer at all. Like, if I played like that, I would have that kind of confident answer too. You guys dominated tonight.
Thank you. Yes.
But yeah, I look forward to seeing how you guys do in the rest of the season. But before we let you go, I would be remiss if I didn't give you a little bit of time for some shout-outs. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we want to shout out to our team, Eric at Nephalem. We do have Trabe, who's more of a sub this season, but he's been captain and starter of our previous seasons. So thanks to Trabe for filling in here. And then to our the other players on our team, want to thank our opponents today. Cosmos Blueshift.
Yeah.
For being good, strong opponents. It was a nice, fun series. I'll be looking forward to see what they do. Obviously, I want to thank you for casting our game. Really appreciate that. And that's fabulous. Thanks, NGS, for putting this on.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to get to cast for you guys tonight. And like I said, I'll be looking forward to seeing how you do in the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is going to do it for me tonight. I am actually going to transition into some fun games. But for now, why don't we pass this big raid that we got from the NGS series on over to Jazzaline, who is currently playing or casting in Girls Gang Squad, looks like. So I'm going to send you guys over to them. And thanks everybody for watching. And don't forget to follow the channel for more NGS action down the road. I'll be playing a lot of HOTS, playing a lot of Stardew Valley. I'm currently doing a playthrough on the weekends for Kingdom Come Deliverance, so if you guys want to check out what that game is all about, feel free to do that as well. I've got all those videos up on YouTube as well. And actually, I will, before I let you all go, shout out my Discord. I've been doing a lot of content creation. So if any of you guys would like to get easier access to that to contact me about it, or to see any of that content that I'm creating, my Discord's probably the best way to do that, and that's the whole point of me creating it in the first place. So feel free to join. Everybody's welcome in that Discord. And until next time for the Nexus Gaming series, I am Jason. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good night.